What does that sound, you ask?
From the #1 station, you come.
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beatmakers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host Golden Mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
When I got on, I seen writing on the train. I said, what's this stuff here, you know? Those niggas doing their names big. I said, let me do one at least, you know, cause I was, down with art already. And I did me a piece, just, for people in general to get to know who I am. I said, ooh, that look alright. Well, I'm gonna go every Sunday now. Next thing I know, I started getting better and better. And as I realized I knew to get better, I said, oh man, I'm gonna bring out the computer rock. And then that's when I really got loose, cause then niggas are saying, yo, who's that guy?
Yo, check this out. It's the Wu-Tang Clan, you know what I'm saying? From the Shaolin, you know what I'm saying? We got Big Goop right there. We got the Jizza right there. We got the Raekwon the Chef right there. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Who's that? We got Method Man right there. We got Inspector Deck. We got Baby U-God, Golden Arms. You know what I'm saying? In the back, we got Master Killer. And we got the RZA, but he not in effect right now. You know what I'm saying? My name is the Old Dirty Bastard. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give it to you raw and 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 raw.
Got it coming up.
What we're gonna do right here is go back. Well, hello everybody, how you been? It's Starsky, and I'm back again.
Am I hearing you right? I must not be hearing you right.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, man. What's good, everybody? Golden Mind here for the Rec Show podcast, man. I hope everybody's counting their blessings and not their problems. Yo, welcome to episode 110. Man, this is going to be an amazing episode, man. Thank you all for tapping in with me. I know basketball's on, I know football's on. You know what I mean? I know all these different types of sporting events is on, man. Everybody had an amazing week. I hope everybody had an amazing week and is looking forward to an amazing week coming up. But yo, man, couple weeks off from the podcast, man, doing some amazing things with the Philippa Beat Cub community, with the Beats World Tournament number 2. You know what I mean? That just happened the last 2 weeks, man. Finals happened this past week. Man, an amazing experience, man. It was Koala versus SP versus MPC versus Machine. You know what I mean? Out of those 4, the first weekend, the 2 teams that made it out was Koala and Team Machine, Team Koala and Team Machine. And then we moved on to the finals, and it was Koala versus Team Machine, and Team Machine, my team, got the nudge, man. So shout out to Koala Beatcast, man, Remy, DJ DiBiase, to 14K, my coach, what up? We also talking about, all the amazing participants and the judges, man. Iman Omori to DJ Rock Bottom to Eloquent to some other coaches, Ski Beats to Mons Rock to who else? To Key, man. So, man, shout out to every single one of them. Man, I really appreciate the experience, man. Team Machine's still kicking it in the chat, man. We still throwing out gems. And I hope everybody else is, man. So look forward to a new episode with a special edition Team Machine episode coming soon, man. So, but man, we are taking the podcast all the way to Oakland, California. You know what I mean? This guest is an educator, a DJ, a beat maker, a live performer. You know what I mean? He does so many different things, man. He's an audio engineer. He's a multimedia artist, a father, a MacArthur Maze crew member, and more, man. So I need y'all to help me and welcome the one and only DJ Basta from the rootsandbranches.org. You know what I mean? Yo, welcome to the show, man. Let's tap in with him, man. And pay attention, man. Crazy jewels, man. So we'll be back, man. Count your blessings, not your problems.
Sir, welcome to the show, my guy, man. Listen, I think somebody from Flip a Beat Club was like, you need to check out DJ Basta, And I was like, okay. I mean, because I always put it up. I'm like, who does the Retro Podcast need to tap in with? And your name popped up a couple times, And I was like, okay, all right, so maybe you got something. That was 3 months ago. I've been listening to your music ever since. You got it, fam. Like, how long have you been making music, though?
Well, I mean, first, big up Flip a Beat Club. Definitely appreciate the shout out, the nod from those folks. They're doing some real cool work out here, in Northern California, but obviously spreading out across the Zoom space.
The world, the world.
Hitting all corners at this point. So big up to what they're doing. Happy to be brought up in that in the same frequencies as those folks. So, but as far as making music, I started as a youth with playing drums. So from young, playing. At that time I was like playing in punk bands and like kind of hardcore shit and. That transitioned to me DJing and getting into DJing when I was 14. I had I have a Jewish background. I had a bar mitzvah when I was 14, and it was the first time I had any more money than I would get at working random little small jobs. I took that money and invested in a little turntable starter kit. This was 99, so started in a little turntable starter kit and just buying records and cutting up records and recording shit on tape with friends and kind of just figuring it out. This was early internet time, so there wasn't a lot of info about how cats were doing shit. So it was we were watching shit on VHS tapes and going to shows, and watching the Bay Area's had a really vibrant scene for hip hop for decades and decades now. So it's being able to witness a lot of stuff that I saw as a young DJ really kind of helped. For a long time I was really hesitant to start as a producer, honestly, just because I started DJing whatever that is 20 plus years ago now, and just love music, and I've always had an ear for samples and grooves and drums, obviously having a drumming background as well, but I started getting into production first as an engineer, and it kind of started with making my mixtapes, and then it was hey, let me I was connecting with a lot of artists at that point, and I started to track vocals and stuff. So I was tracking vocals over other homies' beats, or even at that point jacking beats and just learning how to track vocals and everything. And that led into me getting into software. So that I found Reason was really where I got started with beats. I was using Pro Tools for all the engineering stuff. I got my hands on experimenting with it, I kind of like put my head down and had this kind of perspective that I was gonna have to make a lot of trash before I started making music that I wanted to listen to. So I just kind of was in the lab for a couple of years, just experimenting with a little midi keyboard and Reason and learning how to do shit without samples before I started touching on the samples that I had in my record collection. Kind of just wanting to really get in there and figure out how do I create a sound that's like the stuff that I love, but like not because sampling in itself is referential, like meaning that we're referring to the thing it came from, right? So it's like I didn't want to have it be referring to anything at that point. I was just trying to, how do I make it knock? How do I get a bass line right? Where the keys come in or come out? And so, teaching myself through that process. And yeah, I guess that's a long story to say. I've been making beats since about like 09, when I kind of got serious with it.
Man, I mean, I was thinking like in 1999, man, that's like over 23 years that you've really been like just tinkering at first, trying to just figure it out, and then boom, man, 2009, that's like, what was it about 2009 that made you decide, yo, I'm gonna take this seriously? This is something I want to do.
I mean, it was probably it was a combination of different factors at that point. I mean, part of it was I hadn't even had my hands on a beatmaking software. I had a whole sampler, probably at like that I was just flipping little loops on it, but I couldn't sequence it.
I think everybody had that Yamaha sampler.
Yeah, the little gray thing with a little slider. Those super basic babies, but it's like I didn't even know how to. I just would like get my different loops going, but I couldn't even sequence. I didn't know what to do. So I was like, let me put that to the side. But once I actually could see it, because for me it's like I had to see it. I'm a visual artist as well as that's why I said multimedia. Like I paint and draw and make collages, like make stuff with my hands. So it's like I have to see it. Once I could see in Reason, I'm like, damn, I can look at this stuff, and it looked like all this equipment that I didn't even know what it was. But now I can actually play with a compressor, turning the dial in there, and kind of like figure it out through the hands on. So yeah, I mean, it was partly just having access for the first time. It really, I was like, okay, let me just play with this. But I mean, beyond that, it was being around the right people ultimately. Big influence at that time. I linked up with this group called Chosen Few that were part of the Hieroglyphics Ethereum label. I got really close with Cole Shota, who was one of the MCs in the group, and we were working on a mixtape at that time. And he invited me to stay at a house with some of the big homies from Hyro. In particular, the homie Unjust, who's the producer. Big up Unjust, who's the producer of Chosen Few. Just sitting around with the big homies who's like sitting, not only did we have like OGs in the house all the time, but just sitting watching like a homie who's only chopping vinyl on the ASR 10, and just watching, and they're from the Midwest. Both these guys are Ohio players, so they're like from Dayton, which is big up Dayton, Ohio. But yeah, they're from out there, so it's a little different plot. But it's like again, we spoke the Dilla-ism, and so being around Unjust and seeing how he's flipping samples, but also being able to like tap in with the big homies from Hyro, seeing how cats may not know, but like Opio and Pep Love are both incredible beatmakers in their own right, and just being around those cats at that time, it kind of just pushed me to be like, all right, you just need to keep going and make your shit. And I wasn't playing it for none of them. I didn't even want them to hear my shit. I was making mixtape shit with them where I was getting vocals, but I was like, my beats weren't at a level where I was ready to play them for the OGs. So it was just like being around the right people, starting to get the access. But off the rip, like I'd been DJing for many, many years before that, and I'm just a lover of music and from all over the world and all different styles. And so it's like, some of the best samples we know, they're coming from all directions. It's not just jazz, R&B, gospel. It's like we're going to all reaches of the earth, and so just having to hear those sounds ultimately, and sounds, the people, the access. I think that kind of created that moment where I couldn't not do it at that point. I think it was this was also a time where like low end theory and was really bubbling at that point. So it was like being able to see a lot of those producers that are like early on and kind of like the lo-fi kind of beat community, folks who are, you know, gods or legends of a lot of the community that we're a part of. You know, I think just seeing that and then being able to go to those events and then starting to get to know more and more different people, it was just like, I just wanted to contribute something, I think is ultimately what it was. I think I had, before that, I didn't think I had much to say. So it was like, I kind of had to build up enough to say. And again, for me, I'm saying it with sounds. I'm not trying to say it with words. So it's like, I have to be able to articulate it differently.
Man, yo, you were there for Low End Theory, man. I'm skipping ahead on questions and stuff like that, but we just gonna flow with it, man. Like, what was that like? This experience in Low End Theory when it was just bubbling, get ready to pop. It probably was popping already, but a lot of people didn't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go to Low End Theory stuff in San Francisco and LA. I'm from the Bay, so I was getting to like tap in up here when they were doing some of it up here, but I did get to go to some of the big events down there as well. I mean, honestly, bro, it just was like, it was a moment. I mean, I think it's hard to call it anything different because it was just like this time where this really underground bedroom music was starting to get appreciated in these bigger spaces. And it was like, I think, honestly, thinking about it, thinking about the timeline, I feel like it was probably, and maybe I'm off with this, but it was before a lot of like the electronic like music festival type stuff was happening. So it's like, it was still like very much of this kind of creative and free kind of outlaw space. Yeah, I mean, it was also at a very different scale than some of what we ended up, we have in Oakland. So it was like being able to also be around, like the Smartbomb community here is like another. This was, at this point, I already kind of had some things I was making and being able to know people and being around a little bit more. But like the Smartbomb community here was like a huge influence to maybe not start like the other ones were, but to keep going and kind of reinforce that there's like a lot of other people out here who like really are passionate and involved in like in this discourse or this conversation, this music and this vibration. And so for me, community is a huge element of art. I mean, I think that we can all make our own thing in our own spaces, and that's valuable. I think it's valuable to do that, but then ultimately to bring that back to the community and have dialogue and exchange and share that is really what it's about. So I think it's those kind of spaces for me that really inspire and keep me inspired. Shout out to homie Fresh Daily. It was an honor to be able to play at Beat House a couple weeks ago. And incredible lineup of homies, folks that are peers and even OGs obviously as well. And so just really inspiring space. And so yeah, those community spaces around beats is like a big inspiration for me. I think that's like a huge core of the culture. Really is coming together around the art, coming together around the music.
Yeah, you said something that stuck out to me, man. You said, well, first of all, I didn't know anything about Smartbomb, but now I'm seeing it. I'm like, a Bay Area retro futurism, positive curatorial projects from the creative community and the cosmos. What the heck? So it's got to be some far out, man. Like just visuals and the music and the energy in there, man.
All of that,
man. The Bay Area stay popping, man. Like, yo, man, y'all got it's something about that area, about California, man. So, I don't know if it's the energy. It must be a creative energy that's like super powerful out there. Like, would you say that it's like, I can't explain it, man. Like I've only been there a few times, but I haven't been there to create and see all of these events and stuff like that, though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I go other places, I feel the creative energy that they have going on as well too. So I don't know if I could say that there's more of a creative energy here, but I think that the nature is incredible. There's it's a melting pot. So there's people from all over the world, but all over our region come and kind of centralize. Like in the kind of inner bay, Oakland, San Francisco. You know, and so it's you know, it's just this kind of cauldron of culture and people, and it's a lot, you know, it's almost like the stepping stone to LA for a lot of people, or a stepping stone away for a lot of people, where the industry is. Ultimately, we don't have a lot of industry here, right? So I think that there's like this kind of like underdog thing that the Bay has. I mean, Oakland has it extra, but the Bay has it in general of just this kind of like, oh, you thought I couldn't, you know? And it's like, and so we're just used to like putting our own shit on and like putting it together and like put, you know, like you got 5, I got 5, we putting in and making that 10 and like doing something with it because there isn't an infrastructure really, you know, and so that's why there is a, you know, some of those communities I already mentioned, you know, it's like that's why that exists, because we're used to not having opportunities in the same way like LA might, because there's a musical infrastructure there already, you know, and I know that's obviously probably different in different cities and different states, but like that's our neighbor, right? That, you know, and as much as we're cousins and we're connected, it's like there's a different thing. You kind of got to go to LA to get work in a lot of ways. So people come up to the Bay to like build and get creative. A lot of game gets soaked up from up here. I think it's kind of just, I don't know if it's the way we live. I don't know if it's the way that it feels when that wind hits across the Bay. I don't know if it's the herb we got out here. I don't know exactly what it is, but yeah, it's maybe just a mix of the things, right? So
yeah.
Medley.
Man, it's an incredible medley, man. Like, I'm definitely trying to get out there and experience some of that too. So, man, yo, we've been chopping it up, man. I gotta get to your story, man. And all of that was included in your story, but okay, so let me ask you, DJ Basta. How did you come up with that moniker?
Basta's my last name.
Okay, so
I've just always been Basta. I tried to like come up with other names when I was younger, and people just call me Basta. Like that's who I am. You know, and so I don't go by Basta when I'm with my immediate family, because they're all Basta too. But
right.
That's where the DJ part comes in. I'm the DJ Basta. But yeah, I mean that ultimately as well comes from just like the legacy of hip hop and coming up in a time where like cats would literally put DJ or MC in their name, and that's what I was focused on for the first like 10 plus years of being someone who was contributing to the culture, was just sharing records and music in that way. So yeah, that's the story of my name. I mean, Basta it means in any Latin rooted language, it means like enough or stop. So it's kind of ironic to be DJ Stop or DJ No More. So I thought that was funny too, but yeah, it's just my name. That's just me. So I kind of like, instead of trying to come up with something clever or cool, I just like went with what everybody's always called me, and it like you mentioned, I'm a teacher. My students call me Basta as well. I tell the ones who feel comfortable, you can call me Mister if you want, but like I'm Basta. You just call me Basta. That's how I introduce myself to people, and maybe folks who don't know me will be like, oh, that's some type of airs, but that's just my name. It's not like some pseudonym I made up or something like that. That's me.
It's just you. Yeah. Okay, so speaking of music and exchanging, you know, vinyls and music collections and stuff like that, like when you were growing up, and I'm gonna take you back, you gotta dive back into your history.
Sure.
Who were you around? Like, who was playing the music, you know, as you were growing up? What types of music were you exposed to, and who was playing it? Was it, you know, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, uncles, grandparents? Like, who was it that was exposing you to all these different types of music?
I mean, definitely first would be Pops, for sure. Pops just like has like just a crazy diverse record collection. Not a huge one, but got hella tapes too, and CDs at this point, right? But he just always was into different music, and he kind of would do this thing with my sister and I, even where he'd like, a song would come on and he'd be like, you know, give you a quarter if you can name this song, just shit like that. He'd like test us on music, and you know, even from young, like he took me to like early concerts, you know, first kind of concerts I remember going to as a kid. He would even go like really into going to like reggae festivals, like a thing in like Northern California. reggae festivals. I'd be out there with the homies and we would just vibing out. Bam would be there too. So, you know, I think he's always put me on to different stuff. So I would say number one from young is definitely Pop's put me up on game. I probably put my sister on music and anything. She stole my music just like a younger sibling's supposed to do. You know, it's a full circle. She puts me up on funny game at this point. It has since, but early on I was making little mixtapes for her type shit. But yeah, I would say other than that, I would say Pops is number one. My mom put me up on some stuff too that I think are like these reference points that I didn't really get until later. Like, man, why do I like some of these like acoustic-y, soft rock, samples, like soft voices and guitars? Like, what's up with this like fusion jazz elevator music that has got crazy loop in it? It's like that was shit she was listening to that I thought was corny back then, but it's like it's interesting how it imprints, you know. But yeah, Pops had me on everything. He was listening to like all types of like world music from, you know, the Caribbean, and, Africa, and Latin America, but like he was a rock and roll head, but like blues and like folk music, and had me on jazz and R&B and just hella different music. I remember the first time he was playing some like prog rock or some psychedelic rock. I remember being like frightened by these like intense like psychedelic rock chords. It's just like, you know, just putting me on to other shit, you know. But still, I still go to like shows with Pops. Like we're going to see some jazz this Friday, so you know, so we still be putting him on music. But I probably same thing like my sister. I probably put him on more music at this point.
Wow. Yo, man, that's a you know what I mean? Like that's incredible that you and your Pops can share that. You know, man, you and your sister can share that as far as, you know, music, and y'all still kicking it, going to festivals and stuff like that, man. That's, I don't know if you have babies or kids, but I'm pretty sure, like, when you do, you know, if you do, that's something that you would pass on to them, as far as the music and the influences, and then y'all can share that too. Like, music, man, it just brings. It does something, man. It just brings everybody together, man, in a good way, especially if it's good music, man.
Yeah, I'm thankful for that, for like having a perspective on like what good music actually means, and I think it ultimately was just from like being around somebody who liked hella different music and was open and like just wanted to share it, you know. But yeah, definitely about the fan part. I got a 9-year-old son, and I've had him playing piano with one of my homegirls who's a teacher for like 3 years. Big up kid. Yeah, little one's gonna be once he gets his energy a little more grounded and we can sit in the studio for more than 15 minutes, I might have him playing some chords on his beat soon. Get him some placements.
Yo, father son connect, yo.
I didn't even mention it until we were ready.
Man, listen, yo, this, you know what I mean? That's what it's about, man. Just passing it on, like things that we enjoy. Why not pass that on to them? You know what I mean? Like instead of just, you know what I mean? Like the opposite, where they can just, I don't know. I don't get it, man. Like people that love something, why not pass that on to them? Because they may want to do it later, but then take it to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right. And there's stuff that they're passionate about. That's maybe not the same thing I like, but it's like a direction, right? It's like you're passionate about something in this world of music. There's something out there I might like. I don't really know if it's that yet, but you're putting me on enough different stuff that I'm starting to find like the subtleties, the nuanced differences of like, oh, I like this because I like the beat, or I like this because I like the groove, or I like the vocals. You don't really know that till you hear some shit. Like, yes, no, it's just in you at that point.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's good. Yo, I can see, you know what I mean? I can see you and your son. I can see, who else, man? I can see DiBiase and his daughter, Jax. You know what I mean? Me and my daughter. Like, I can see a whole bunch of, you know what I mean, of these mutants, these beat mutants, man. Just their siblings making collab albums, man. Yo, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
There's a lot of bright light in the future. You know, it's not all this, you know, this and that we're distracted by or concerned by. Understandably concerned by. It's not all distraction.
True, man. So, yo, man. So you and your dad, you know, still enjoying music, still going out to to festivals and learning about music. And I always ask this from every guest, bro. What would you recommend if you had to, like, if you telling your students, like, hey, read this book or listen to this or watch this in order to help you, like, kind of get some more information to, for music discovery on your music journey? Like, what would you recommend that some listeners would want to read, watch, or listen to?
I mean, honestly, where I got a lot of my game from was Wax Poetics magazine. So I got, I would say, and I didn't mention him too as another person who was a big music influence. My uncle like got me a subscription to Wax Poetics magazine like early on, like the first run. So this is probably like early 2000s, and so I don't know if you know about the publication, but you should definitely check it out. Wax Poetics is basically like a record digger magazine where you can go and it's like you find out about like the backstory of this band that had like a classic sample, or this group that you might know about because they got some big songs, but you didn't know about that album that they did. It was some real left, far out type shit. So yeah, that's a big one for me, would be Wax Poetics. And they're just, there's like volumes of it. I think you can get them probably, like on Kindle or like tap, I think you can get them digitally at this point as well. Yeah, Wax Poetics that was like my music Bible, bro. Just like reading that shit and like, looking at the design and the art and all it was like incredible like illustration. Like that a lot, in the early ones they were like hiring painters and illustrators to like these like depictions of the artists and stuff like that. And yeah, that was a big influence for me. Another one that I just thought about though, and I would say this is maybe for a different reason, but just an inspiring music related book. If you want to read it or someone wants to read something interesting, also another like just a little bit of some like California history is it's a book called Songs of the Unsung, and it's by Horace Tapscott. Horace Tapscott was like an incredible jazz musician, but also like a community organizer from South Central LA, and hugely connected musician, very far out, kind of spiritual jazz artist, but like played and toured with some incredible musicians, and also influenced a lot of this kind of avant-garde jazz wave that's come out of LA in the last 10 plus years. But also like their community space that they had was like where the Good Life happened, which was like early underground hip-hop cypher. And I'm not going to mention names of people who were there because I'm forgetting them, but it was like Freestyle Fellowship and like some of those really early like LA underground rap groups were like kind of fostered in this and he mentions a little bit of it in his book, which is hugely influential artist Horace Tapscott, Songs of the Unsung. Really dope book. Definitely recommend that one, as well as Wax Poetics, like any issue.
And I've seen Wax Poetics a few times. I can't remember where I saw it, but I don't know. I don't know if I opened it or not. But man, yeah, I'm definitely a tap into Wax Poetics, man, because it just looks like something I would have sitting around. Me and my daughters will probably like pick it up and start reading it. They'd be like, oh, I mean, the album covers was far out back in the day. So,
right, bro. There's some wild shit. There's some wild shit for sure. No, but it's I think why I liked it, and this is like I said, I was reading this when I was younger, not as much into reading now. I'm kind of like I'm more of a formed adult. I enjoy reading and not always needing to have imagery, but like, bro, it's just laced with images. So it's like you read a little bit, look at something, it doesn't feel like daunting, like having to read a huge block of text. It's like really approachable, but like packed with interesting and vital information for sure.
Yeah, those are two great recommendations, man. Yeah, I'm gonna link those in the description of the show, everybody. So once like if you scroll down in the description, man, you'll see the links to everything that DJ Basta is talking about in California. Yo, man. So okay, that's the recommendations part. We already know we got you DJing, live performing, and what is that experience like for you, DJing and performing your music live in front of, some of your contemporaries, some of your friends and family, but then there's some new people in there that's gonna be exposed to DJ Basta. Like, what is that experience like? And what is it that you do in order for them to take away something meaningful from your sets?
Yeah. I would say, as far as DJing, like I said, I've been doing it for a long time, so it's somewhere that feels comfortable for me. It's somewhere that feels like I just get to share, and it's not, like you already said, I'm an educator, so I spend a lot of time having to share with words, right? And so having to talk to get an idea across. I might be able to show something, but I have to do a certain amount of talking, telling, explaining, re-explaining to get an idea across to a student. And so being able to share just with like sharing vibrations, sharing sounds, sharing, music, which is ultimately like feelings, right? Sharing these kind of experiences. It's fun, it's relaxing. I think it always depends on the environment and the thing. At this point with DJing, I'm only doing gigs where I'm playing vinyl or playing off the SP. So, the vinyl gigs are fun because it's like I've been, collecting records since I was a kid. Every time I travel, every time I got a little bit of dough, I'm hunting for records, and the studio is overflowing. And I just so just being able to share those sounds, whether they're things people are familiar with or they're not, that's just a really exciting moment of connection. Being able to like put people on, and being able to kind of set a tone or create a vibe in the space. So whether that's more chill or whether that's more like kind of exuberant and energetic, I think that I really like appreciate connecting with people on an energetic level where it doesn't always have to be spoken, or it can be spoken on a very simple level. What is this, or that kind of thing. Where'd you find that? And so I appreciate that. As far as like playing beats and all that, I haven't been playing my own original material by myself for nearly as long as I've been DJing, right? And I intentionally don't perform with a laptop because I don't want to have something that I can hide behind or be distracted with or interact with more than the controls of my SP, which I'm actually doing some in real time that we're feeling, or that we're there's that part of that exchange again, like I was saying. So. But yeah, I still feel like more nervous at times playing stuff off my SP, and it's because I feel like I probably care more. Like I don't really so much, like I'm not really tripping what people think so much, but I do want to be able to have it connect on some level, right? And so just that's more of what it is, and it's just that dance of like of kind of push and pull, of like feeling people's energy and then offering something back. So yeah, like I said, they're kind of different modes, but like a lot of what I'm doing with the SP is DJing as well. So it's just kind of like taking what I would do with the records and with the mixer, and it's my original stuff in the box.
Nice, man. Yo, so because I just got done doing a set. I definitely understand like not hiding behind a laptop and stuff like that, because you want your music to resonate with the crowd, right? So at least get some heads nodding, get some people swaying, like just get some emotion or some feedback, right? Because DJing is all about, or performing live, period, it's all about expression and the feedback part. Am I correct when I say that?
Oh, definitely.
So
if people are leaving or turning the other way, that's not a good sign.
Definitely not.
You can feel it. That's what I mean by push and pull too. It's like if you can kind of feel the energy shift, and if more people are talking at a certain point than engaging with you, it's like, well, what can I do with that? And so you can feel it out. It's just like anything. You kind of feel it out more and more as you get comfortable with it.
Yeah. So, yo, man, we definitely have to talk about your music, man. And you did something incredible with the last album that you did. And let me make sure I get this right. It's called 222, which you have a cassette, but then you also have a Bluetooth cassette tape player, man. And the design is crazy, bro. Like, did you design that as well?
Yeah, no, actually, this tape and the last tape are like my only, like my only releases recently that I haven't done the design at all. It's my homie Patrick Sean Gibson. He's like one of the little homies, like one of my little sister's friends from like kids who he just like put in work, bro, and like has become this incredible designer. But yeah, we've collabed on being able to have me just make the music, have the concept of the sonic part, and just pass to him on the visuals, and being able to trust his vision on it. But yeah, I mean, as far as the cassette thing, bro, I mean, one of my homies from the last tape, because this is the second one I did with the same designer homie I just mentioned. The previous one I did was like 2-3 years ago. It was maybe 2 years ago now. QQQ, so it was like 222 QQQ, playing off the like pattern repetition theme. That one was like my quarantine tape, so I like made that when it was like lockdown. It was like my quarantine radio kind of thing, where it was just like, it was chill beats and chill records was the idea of it. But one of the homies after that last project was like, yo, I don't have a tape player to play this shit. Like, I'm gonna buy it and it's a piece of art. I can put it up in the studio or whatever, but it's like, I can't play this. You gotta make a tape player for the next one. And so I took that shit to heart, and you know, I basically figured out how to like get, you know, these custom tape players made, and I still got a couple of them left, but most of them like flew real quick, because it's, you know, it's like they're art pieces. So I'm not really I don't feel the need to, like, you know, it's not a mass produced thing. Like, people who want to buy art for a piece of the price that a piece of art might cost can buy that, and if not, like, you can download it, you can listen for free online, you know what I mean? Or I'll give you a drawing for that I made in front of you for free. You know, it's like, it's like there's so many forms of it, but people who want to invest in the art, you know, they're supporting the artifacts as an art piece. And so it's like, it's definitely about walking that line between art and commerce, but also like you know, just trying to see what the value of these things that we make are, because you know, it's easy to have it kind of, the things we make be devalued in kind of a music system where, you know, where we're fighting for, you know, percentages of a penny, right? So yeah, ultimately it's just, you know, people seeing the value of the art and want to invest in it. So it's, you know, it's been a really kind of cool thing over the last, it's been like 5 years I've been working on this record box project. That's like a lot of the albums that you've seen on Bandcamp. I've been basically working with a bunch of artists over the last 5 years, doing these like short one records. And if you peep those are all my collages, like my handmade collage pieces. And you know, I've been doing this process of, and it's very much like a parallel to my beats, where I'm literally taking old like record sleeves, chopping them up or tearing them up literally, and then weaving them back together. They're like these line forms that are, in my mind, represent bars, and I'm basically like making visual beats with these collages. I'm taking pieces of records, chopping them up, putting them back together, and making a new composition, which is in many ways completely parallel to what I do with a record, you know, when I'm not taking the cover, but taking the actual vinyl and sampling it and chopping it up and putting it, you know, creating something new out of it. So yeah, the record box project has been like a series of my art pieces, collaborations with a bunch of incredible artists, singers, rappers, musicians, you know, just a lot of talent out of the Bay. It's been you know, it's been 100% Bay Area talent. And from, you know, we have a pretty wide range of like our region here. So folks from around the Bay, Oakland, Richmond, Berkeley, San Francisco, you know, just kind of around our region. And yeah, I've been leading up to like this last one that we're getting ready for, and then I'm gonna do a you know, edition of this full set that I'm working on putting out for next year. So it's gonna be 25 records. So I'm making five of these record boxes with 25 records, which is like the breadcrumb trail of my, you know, my main releases for the last 25 years, for the last 5 years, right? And you know, I've been putting out albums that I produce for or with people, and there's, you know, a lot of that stuff's on DSPs, but I've been focusing on my main energy on making these self-release projects that are going on Bandcamp and are going on physicals, and you can get them from my hand or you can get them from my site. But I'm supporting I basically have been been supporting a community of artists we've been developing over a number of years in Oakland, and building these records that a lot of them turn into albums. My crew, MacArthur Mays, it was these seeds. The records are literally called seeds.
Yeah. Oh man, you taking my questions, dog. Go ahead, yo. Go ahead, because that's a dope ass concept. But go ahead, keep going.
Do you want to step in?
Nah. Go ahead, man. You got it, yeah. Because I was just going to ask you about the seeds, man. Like the seeds that. Go ahead.
So that's the record box. So the record box is all the seeds, and I've kind of numbered them in serial, like 1 to we're on like 20. I said I'm making 25 records, but some of them have 2 seeds, and this is partly because I didn't plan on making it an edition when I made it. I didn't want to make like a compilation album that was like, hey, I'm just gonna get all these artists together and do one album. I was like, I'm just gonna kind of organically release these records till I'm done with it. And I got to like 20 something. I was like, 25 is enough. I'm gonna make that box. That'll be enough. I could do this forever. And some people keep, I've had some friends who want to do more, and doesn't mean that there's not a lot of other music coming, but it's not going to be in that format after this last one. So, so the seeds are, there's collaborations with just a lot of incredible talent from the Bay. The last one that we're getting cut right now is, I'm excited about this last one because it's kind of like a transitional kind of record. It's like a production group that I've been working with, two of my real close collaborators, Brian C. Simmons, who did we're about 3-4 seeds back, was his, and incredible pianist, keyboard, composer, musical impresario, just incredible musician, and linked to a lot of other musicians in our region. So he's brought a lot of like live instrumentation through just like his links and his light. And then SK, who's engineered all of the seeds and has been kind of like a cornerstone. His studio and him as engineer has kind of like driven a lot of our community of what we've developed around MacArthur Mays, and a lot of incredible music that's been happening, coming out of Oakland, is coming through Slapwagon, and SK is the other elements. So it's like I'm making beats and kind of curating, putting together sounds. Brian's just like the musical, like other level. SK's the boss engineer, but also plays guitar, bass, and keyboard, and just synths and stuff like that too. So the crew's called Electric Colors, and so the last seed is going to be Electric Colors seed, and then that's like leading up to a couple different albums we produced for MacArthur Mays and then some of the other members of our crew.
Man, that's such an amazing concept, man, and such care for your music, man, for the music that you create, and then including the local community inside of that too, and then just the way you creating the artworks. Because I was looking at it, I was like, that looks like, and for everybody listening, man, I'm talking about Roots and Branches record box, man. And so that's on his Bandcamp, man. But it looked like a whole bunch of different designs. I didn't know it was records, but man, just hearing the background stories, and then the vinyls behind it. So if you look at it for the merch, it's just, like Seed 7. These are like clear vinyls that have the album covers. Like, this shit is dope, man. Man, I got to get at least, if I can't get all of them, man, I'm going to get some of them, man. I got to. Wow. This is incredible. And I know it's a labor of love. I know a lot goes into creating these, and you want these to be like, whenever you do your live sets, because I saw you at B House, man. You had your merch table, and people come up and ask, like, what's, I enjoyed your set. How can I support you, type of thing. That's what you need to have. That love that you show for your merch, for the music, for the design of it, man. It definitely shows, man. I appreciate that, and I'm pretty sure anybody else that knows about DJ Basta goes to your website. It's Roots and Branches, but just an AN, no D. right?
Sure. Yeah, on all social, that's me. Roots A and Branches.
And Branches, yeah. So, yo, man,
the website's rootsandbranches.org, and that's spelled out, the regular way. But yeah, you can all that's linked through the social.
Man, yo, man, I really appreciate the care and the meticulousness of what you put into your art, man. So, yo, how long have you been doing art, by the way?
Man, I probably don't have them anymore, but I definitely was like in sketchbooks from like a young kid, not taking it serious, but I got into this program in high school that it's like an art program in my high school where I was like kind of just being able to do more advanced art classes or take additional classes. It's kind of a more focused art program, and that helped me like take it seriously and think about it as a career, and actually being able to go to college and pursue creative work. So it kind of started there for me, honestly, with just that program. But yeah, I mean, for the record box and everything, the first one was a drop from an art show I did. So I got a chance to do an art show in the city. I was just making collages and then like putting out beats with these collages, and I thought I was just going to do an art show, but it ended up being like this pop-up where I was building it around the community that I've been building. And so what I'm leading for, with the record box for next year is kind of do this pop-up to show all the art that's been a part of the record box, showcase all the folks, all the video, all the media, have some workshops. The records, like you mentioned, they're all lathe cuts, which is different than like a traditional vinyl where they're like stamped multiples. Mass produced. The lathe cuts are cut on like an old record lathe, which instead of stamping them or like stamping a mold, it cuts the surface of the record. So it's cutting the groove into the record, and it does it in real time. So it takes as long to cut it as it does to play it back, right? So it's basically like a handmade record. It's as close as you can get to a handmade record. And I'm, making them in kind of small batches because, like I said, I want to treat them like art pieces. There's enough. There's enough things already in the world that maybe, that are meant to be disposable. So, so I'm intentionally trying to make things that, might have a greater value or purpose or meaning to the person who connects with it. And like you're saying about Beat House, bro, honestly, it was kind of cool because people were coming up to the merch table, and the first thing they were asking me was what they thought that my records were prints, or like, because they see the collages, but they wanted to buy the art before knowing what the record was. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, let me tell you about this record. And they're like, so like it brought a whole other different kind of dimension to the conversation, which was hella interesting.
Man, yeah, man. Yo, if you got any QQQ cassettes laying around, I'll buy it off you, for sure, That, and I'm definitely getting the 222 Bluetooth cassette player. That's something that's unique. I've never seen anything like that before, so I gotta grab that one up. I'm gonna work extra hard this week just so I can get it for next week. So
yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So, speaking of the music, man. And this is just me just listening to the music for the last 3 months or so, and I still have a lot more to listen to. But the Roots and Branches records that you did with all of the the features and the artists, some of the most amazing, especially what's his name, Kevin Allen. Yo, my guy was spitting, like. The beats, and then Kevin Allen just spitting, man. I was like, wow. And then it just keeps getting better and better and better. It's 45 tracks, everybody. So 45 tracks on Bandcamp, man. And this, like you said, the C's, but it's got the instrumentals with it. Yo, man, like, what was the inspiration behind Roots and Branches?
Dang, you taking me back. I mean, honestly. Roots and Branches is something I started in like 2006. So it started from me having an opportunity to get some grant funding to do some, because like I said, I'm an educator. So I was doing these like block parties in the neighborhood and basically putting on like young artists from the community and we were like throwing a barbecue and setting up a stage and like putting on young artists, but also like, you know, more established artists as well. And so I got this like opportunity to get some funding, and it was like, well, what do you want to call this thing? And we were doing a kind of earlier version of that with some friends at that time, but it was like, I have to call this a thing. And it ultimately came from the idea of, you know, that our roots are a connection to our community, or a connection to our past. Branches represent like growth and you know, and connection and collaboration with other people. And so it's like really about kind of having that balance of being aware of your past and where you're coming from, but being focused on like, you know, building the future we want.
Wow. Yeah, man. How can people support Roots and Branches? Because I know you're still educating. Are you educating adults, or are you educating?
I'm a high school children. I'm a high school teacher. I work at a public high school in East Oakland, and I'm teaching young people how to do digital media production. So, you know, I've just have like a bunch of kids turning in DJ mixes this week, and so I'm getting to do, you know, stuff that I was doing in after school programs for years during the school day, and you know, trying to get kids into careers in the field of you know, digital media and all of its kind of broad range. So I do a lot of graphic design and audio production with the youth. But yeah, I mean, it's like, bro, honestly, like I've been working as an educator for 20 years, 19 years to be exact, and I started as a kid just teaching and having that be like a way to connect my art with other people, and something that was like I could get paid a little bit as an artist, and it kind of worked. But yeah, I mean, yeah, my when I'm not with the youth or with my youth, I'm in the lab and with my crew cooking. And yeah, I mean, the best way to support is buy merch, you know, book me for a show. If you got a project and a big budget, and you know, tap in, that kind of stuff. But like, honestly, I'm just down to connect with more artists and build with more people. I got a vibrant community of people that I really love, and that I'm, you know, deeply connected with here in the town and in Oakland. But I'm someone who really is fueled by collaboration and building with other people. So I'm always excited about meeting new folks and collaborating and growing and branching. And but yeah, I mean, probably the best way to tap in is support the work and book me for some shit. I mean, I wanna not be just here. You know, it's like I get little chances to tap in with my folks in LA or some little areas and do little things, but you know, I want to be able to, you know, to be able to move around a little bit more and connect with some of these other you know, communities and see, you know, parallel type of scenes is what we have out here that are happening in different places. So yeah, but help me get to whoever else's hometown that is doing the same type of stuff. Honestly, that's the big how anybody could help. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, I'm not sure if you've ever performed for the donut shop that's in New York.
No, I haven't.
But yo, you would kill that stage, yo. Like, yo, man. Like, you know what? I'm gonna tweet that, yo, or message that, whatever they call that shit now. Yo, I'm gonna tweet that. Yo, I'm like, that's gonna be a recommendation for them. Like, they gotta have you out there. So, that's gonna be coming up soon, man.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Okay, so you were at high school. Do you wanna shout any of your students out, man? Because you know, that's a big deal for they teach. You know what I mean? Like, get shine, yo. I
mean, bro, I can't play favorites. I get to pick favorites after they're not in my class anymore. So it's like like my students that I would shout out would be like, big up Hoosie, big up Oakland Hearts. You know, those are some of my old students who were like artist peers now, you know. But yeah, man, I love all my students. I'm honored to be able to serve the young people in my community and be able to help them tell their stories, you know.
Absolutely, man. That's incredible. Yo, first of all, from a veteran to you, you know what I mean? Thank you for your service, man, because you are actually doing some amazing work inside the community for the next generations, you know what I mean? So thank you for your service, man. And I know it's never easy, you know what I mean, dealing with so many different kids and personalities and things like that, but if you reaching some of your students with the work that you're doing, man, big ups to you, man. I'm gonna support you however I can. The Rec Show podcast is gonna do that as well. And then once everybody taps into this episode, they start linking with you, man. I hope it just continues. That support continues, so you can do, more stuff that you have on your, in your brain.
Man, big up, Goldmine. Really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate you holding some space today. It was an honor.
Yeah, man. So, okay. Last couple questions, man, because I gotta ask this just because you are a educator, and I would be remiss if I didn't. I gotta ask this: who would be your beat maker, music producer, composer, superheroes? And no genres off limits. Yo.
Wow. Okay. Lee Scratch Perry, Roger Troutman. Who else do I got? Definitely Grandmaster Flash. Dilla. Let's see what I got. Who else is in the crew? I don't want to leave out so much. Tony Allen is definitely playing drums. And man, it might have to be like Joao Gilberto playing some guitar and doing some smooth shit and some airto drums. Yeah, that might be it, man. That's a super group.
Man, that is the super group, man. Yo, crazy group of individuals, man. That they still inspiring people to this day, man. Like, people, just brand new ears listening to their music, whether it be sampling or they're just somebody coming across their record on, Tidal or Apple Music or Spotify or anything like that, and people are like, wow, like, inspiration, like if you put the work in, man, like you are DJ Basta, man, like your music is going to continue to live, man. So, I just tell everybody that I meet, man, just keep going, man. Like everybody's starting out somewhere, First couple of years might suck, You're going to suck because it's learning. You're learning things. And then you're going to keep the learning is never going to stop. Like you're just going to keep being a sponge, but don't close yourself off to new information, new technology. I know some people are scared about AI, but don't be scared of it. Just use it as a tool to get better and express yourself even more and in better ways. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it's all about.
No, 100%, man. I mean, honestly, that is like the best advice I think you can give on anybody is keep going, because it's like right when you stop is when it might happen. So it's like I was talking to one of my folks earlier about that, and that's the most valuable medicine, the most valuable mantra or reminder I could have for myself is keep going. I mean, the other one is keep adapting, right? I think you said that too with thinking about AI and technology. It's like it either serves you or it doesn't, but there's a piece of almost any of those things that we could figure out how we use it for our benefit, right? Even if that AI is just separating your stems, right? It's like it's going to do something that might benefit. So that keep adapting is essential.
And AI has been here for a little while. Like it's nothing brand new. It's been a while. It's been like years. AI, we've been using AI. It's just, I don't know, for some strange reason, it's just getting bigger and bigger these last few years. But don't be scared of it, everybody. Like, just use it. So, DJ Basta, man, last two questions. I gotta ask this question, though. Can you tell me about a time when you failed, and how did you overcome it?
Man, I mean, I think the first way I would approach that thought is, it's only a failure if you look at it as a failure, right? I think that every L could be a lesson. And so I think that a failure would be not living up to what you thought a thing could be. That would be the thing that might be closest to a failure, right? Is having an expectation or having a measure of success you don't reach. So yeah, I mean, I think that there's plenty early shows where it's like, oh man, there should be more people here, or there's plenty like moments where it's like, man, maybe I printed too many CDs, or obviously I'm not pumping CDs at this point. That's a dated reference, but yeah, I mean, it's that kind of thing where it's just like, even those things I can't consider it a failure, bro. It's like that just is like being in the gym. That's like strengthening the muscle. That's you kind of you gotta have that, I think, to see what you want. I think some people maybe have a different experience where you just, you automatically are where you want to be. But being someone who's had a longer journey in like my work and being a creative and connecting with other people, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's only when you see it as a failure, when you set something that like a bar that you thought you should have reached or not, that you didn't. But yeah, I mean, I think to me, the only failure is quitting. Or letting somebody influence you to not be you. Like, and so I could think of maybe the last time I had a feeling where I felt like that, and this is why I haven't done one for a while, was when I was doing more like mobile gigs, like mobile DJ type stuff. And this is a point where I wasn't teaching and having regular work. I was just freelancing at that point. And I remember I'd done this gig where I made my whole rent in one night. And my place wasn't huge, but it was like, I live in the Bay. It's not cheap to live out here. So I was like, I made my rent in one night from this gig. But I remember, as much as that was cool, I was like, I'm not doing this shit again, because, it was like I was like playing jukebox to a bunch of people who didn't give a fuck about what I was playing in the first place, And so that, to me, even in a night where I am getting cashed out, getting treated well by the people who are hiring me, it was like it was like someone I already had known that I was cool with, but it was just that experience of that more transactional, like I'm getting it for the high, but I'm like, I'm not in service like I am to youth. I'm in service like I'm your servant in that way. And that's a different thing, right? So I didn't, that to me, it's interesting that a great height can be a great failure, because like, I haven't made like 2 stacks in a gig in a while, right? That's a great fucking gig. But I also don't put myself in a position where I'm playing shit that this may be out of integrity with what I want to share.
Maintaining your integrity, standing on your principles, man. That's major keys right there. That's major keys, man. Like, man, I could ask like a couple more questions. I know you got things to do, my guy, but man, like, speaking of integrity and standing on your principles, man, for your art, man. Like, I feel like, I mean, we see it all the time in mainstream media, mainstream music, like people doing stuff just for clout or fame and stuff like that. But when you actually take a stand and just not be a monkey, man, like, what I mean, just be in the zoo, like people just watching you and not really appreciating what you got to give. I mean, it kind of kills the creative spirit a little bit.
Right.
How do you maintain your integrity and your principles in the midst of, man, I gotta pay this bill, I gotta do something to get some money, or like, living ain't cheap. So like, how do you maintain it?
I mean, part of it's having good people around, having good people that remind you of who you are and what you're about. That makes it easier. But like I said, I've been working as an educator for a long time. I put in a lot of work to be able to now be in a position where I'm funding my art through my job mostly, you know what I mean? And then there's enough at times happening within the art that I'm able to just like turn it back over into the art. And so that's, I think that for me, it's like I put in work to a thing where I know that even though it's a day job still, but it's one where I'm in my purpose when I'm there, and so it's like finding a way I can be in my purpose, just like I was saying with that kind of like commercial DJ gig. It's like, sure, I'm playing music, I'm in my purpose that way, but I'm not totally in my purpose in this other way. And so it's just finding that balance. It's like trusting your gut, and kind of knowing, picking your spots. Like, it was for me at that point, it was really easy to just be like, yo, I'm not taking gigs for now. I'm not taking gigs where it's like, it's either not the right situation or it's not the right, you know, whatever that might mean, whether that's a budget or like the dynamic of the environment or whatever it might be. It's like, I'm just going to lock in and I'm just going to make music. And then for a long time, I wasn't like really trying to DJ because I just felt like I had to get these ideas out and I needed to get better, and I was working with more people and so it was just easy to stay aligned to my purpose, partly because I was doing work to cover my bottom line and my like financial day-to-day stuff, right? But part of it was because I'm keeping in mind this bigger purpose and goal of knowing that a slow burn is gonna last a lot longer than something that just like blows up in a second and can't sustain. So, you know, that's been my story with making music and art, is just kind of like, you know, steadily grinding towards goals that I have and building with good people that remind me of like what I really care about and who I am and challenge me, you know, but also, you know, I think it's like picking my spots and not being too thirsty too is part of it. You know, I think that, you know, I just, you know, I've been around long enough that I've just seen a lot of like come and go, and a lot of people who, you know, burn out, bro. Honestly, it's like, I'm not in a hurry to get to somewhere fast. I'm invested in being able to sustain what I can do as long as I want to do it. You know, that's what matters the most to me.
Yeah, I think I just saw it, not a tweet, but a message on X that was talking about artists. Man, I can't remember who put it out, but it was talking about artists, doing things for fame and clout and stuff like that, and then, you know, after a while, like, they not here no more. Like, and it's just people coming and going, and the music nowadays is not hitting the right notes. It's not hitting people's hearts, man, to, you know, change people's, you know, behaviors, mental mindsets and stuff like that. It's really just, hey, I'm gonna just listen to this real quick, and then people forgetting about the music. You know, I wish I could remember who said that, but yeah, man, that's major that you're talking about that right now too. More keys, y'all. More keys from DJ Basta, man. So, last question, DJ Basta. Second to last question. Where do you want your music to? Well, let me ask this: how do you want people to listen and hear your music? Like, what's the best way? Is it, you know, putting it on and driving up the coast, or, you know, or just putting it on and just, you know, kicking back, relaxing? How do you want people to ingest your music?
Man, I mean, honestly, I want people to connect with it in whatever way means the most to them. You know, I think that would be my like first thought with it is it should be meaningful to whoever's listening to it. But as far as like the things I'm making, like putting things on tape and on records, it's like, yeah, bro, I want you to have a hi-fi sound system and put that record on and dial in, or I want you to get that tape player and I want you to put the tape with the same art in the tape player with that same art and experience that. And the thing is, it's a Bluetooth tape player. Like, you put that anywhere. Like you said, you could tap that into your car radio while you're going down the highway by the coast, or you could, you know, be at work or whatever it might be. But I think for me, it's like, I want people to connect with the physical format of the music. I want people to hold it in their hand, so you can't just have a passive experience of listening to it, but also I want people to have a passive experience of listening to it. Put it on the background and listen to it. Like, that's cool too, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't really have any like shouldn't do both. Like, it's great if you want to stream it, it's great if you want to experience it that way, but I love tangible media. Like, I love liner notes. I love looking at the art. I like looking at the credits. What year was it made? What city? All that type of, I'm interested in that, right? So I'm putting that into the things I'm making. So I want people who desire that, or maybe even people who haven't had that experience, to have that experience with the work, but also it's not exclusive to that. You know what I mean? I want people just to connect with the art and whatever, meet it wherever they are ultimately. But it's like, if you can engage with the tangible media, the tapes and the records, to me, that's the highest height for sure. Got you.
How can people get in contact with you, or just tap into everything that you're doing? Where can they reach you at?
Best way is Instagram, Roots and Branches, Roots and Branches. That's the best way to just connect with me there. It's got links to, I think I got my email on there now still. And okay, link with me through there. Send me a DM, send me an email. But yeah, I'm definitely, that's the easiest way. We all there.
Gotcha. Everybody is there right now. Because everybody was trying to go to that Messenger or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that didn't work out too good. But man, DJ Basta, man, educator, DJ, live performer, artist, like he's creating his own, like, I don't know what you call the people that create the vinyl records, but man, I'm gonna figure that out too. But yeah, man, it was a pleasure chopping it up with you, man. So many jewels that you dropped in this episode, man, that people are gonna be like, even the aliens, when they come, they're gonna be like listening to this, they're gonna be like, yo, DJ Basta, you got some shit with him, yeah. So
we already tapped in. We about to have a little cipher later, me and the aliens. So we ready.
Yeah, man. Yo, man, it was a pleasure, man. And again, man, it was an honor to have you on the show, man. This is not the last time, man. So anytime you have anything coming out and you want to chop it up and get the word out, man, just shoot me a message, shoot the record. The Retro Podcast is going to be supporting you, man. And once again, thank you for what you do as far as being an educator and caring. Because caring is like that. That's the main thing right there. You care. And caring can sometimes get your heart broken sometimes, but man, I don't think I can live any other way not caring. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel that, man. I definitely feel it.
Thank you for caring.
Man, thank you. I really appreciate connecting with you, getting to build with you today. Yeah, man, thanks for pulling me in to chat on the pod, and yeah, man, big up, much success in the future for what you're building, for real, man, for real.
Like a cheap piano. She need a sample, hit the bottom, make her sing soprano. I could never be the Martin to your Tisha Campbell. Avocado toast and a vegan scramble. Food for thought, I got the coffee and the seasonings handle. You don't really get it, you just kicking it with the middleman. You ain't really busy, you just scrolling through your Instagram. Lately I've been tripping, head spinning like a ceiling fan. I've been through some pain, I pray, I hope I never feel again. Revenge the best medicine, life will give you a heavy dose. Stand up guy like I'm telling jokes. See it from afar like a telescope. The realest shit I ever wrote, never made it to paper. Straight A student, took some extra notes. Whole other frequency, I'm tuning in. Focused, I see through the lens. Close up like I'm zooming in. Promise I ain't nothing like them niggas that you used to seeing. Baby brought a whole lot of baggage like she moving in. Fucked a lot of money, y'all flexing, I was foolish then. Snoop on my juice and gin. Them niggas just put 2 on 10, but no love for 12 though. Prices up on the elbow. Who can debate it? sick of being victimized. I hate when niggas start preaching, trust me, I empathize. But I can rap about that bullshit anytime you a sheep in wolf's clothing. I'm a lion, I'm king. Rather be dead on my back than live a lie on my feet. Baby, get your mind right for you climbing these sheets. We play hide and go seek. I need some quiet and peace. The fuckery comes in abundance. Get as high as you please. Might take some time, but if you mine it, then the diamonds are free. Then you find out that diamond just a regular rock. This pure coke on the stove like it's ready to rock. Like Lauryn Hill, White Clef, ready or not. Beat incredible odds, the revolution's televised. So I cut the cable off like a newborn baby. 8-ball corner pocket, I'm a pool shark, baby. This fresh out the oven, let it cool off, baby. I'm so motherfucking high, I can moonwalk, baby. I ain't smoked all day, got my mood all crazy. Cool out, you're too loud, baby. Woo side, baby. Veteran flow when the weather gets cold. This a feeling like never before. The truth will follow wherever you go, yeah. Veteran flow when the weather get cold. This a feeling like never before. The truth will follow wherever you go, yeah. Veteran flow when the weather gets cold. This a feeling like never before. The truth will follow wherever you go, you can't run from yourself. Truth, pour it up, fourth cup, shortcut, scenic route, keep it down, you're fucking up my ambiance. Where I'm from, niggas hopping out their van like soccer moms, 8 shots like an octagon. You ain't strapped, better cop you one, with a beam on it, lean on it, El Capitan, Debo with his khakis on, Malcolm with his glasses on, prime time, hope you got the flash on your camera on, smoking on that Cali dope, what planet have I landed on? She don't bring pajamas, got my t-shirt and her panties on, captain of the cool, your girl know all about it, stuff my tree and all their blouses, I got keys to all their houses. My own worst enemy, my cup runneth over, but that's just Hennessy. Them other niggas popping, but they just industry. What they tell you on record is just a smoke screen. If everybody trapping with the dope fiends, yeah, that's probably your girl when my phone rings. Yeah, nigga, that's my picture on her home screen. I got 2 thumpers and they both clean. I got the ace of diamonds up my coat sleeve, high like heaven, I'm a genius off the medicine. Make it look too easy, never see me off my regimen. 25 lighters on my dresser, I'm a veteran. Chris Tucker leaning off the heroin, listening to Al Green, my favorite scene from Dead President. Champagne King like Evelyn, I wake up early and piss excellence. I think I need medicine, I think I see aliens, I'm comfy in my element.
I woke up this morning and I thank the heaven. It's January 12th and death toll 11. My mom's income tax might give me a Christmas. I put not getting shot at the top of my wish list. The cops kill us, but the killers also you and me. My mama said just walk the stage before your eulogy. I need a break, I'm an addict to this NPC. Better this than my dad, he off the PCP. Fuck the road as it stands and fuck the history. Fuck the mayors, fuck the schools for what it did to me. Damn, the teachers on strike, another missile strike. They put the cancer in the bacon, hoping that I'm living right. The dope will hit the block at 6 o'clock, the zombies walk at night. Granny laying in the coma, all I could say was fight. This is life, remember nights coming home to a light problem. Candle matches, blankets, the warm up wasn't gon' always solve it. Welfare and food stamp dinners wasn't the best solvent, but we kept it solid. Yeah, hot dogs and top ramen created this top rhyming. The devil won't stop climbing, but nothing can stop timing. Can't tell a star nothing, but keep shining. When they done gassing me, I become a giant. My heart black, my fist black, I'm Mike Black. I'm out of reasons to chill, I can't go back. The cops know what they trying to keep me off my track. This race different, your homies don't even got your back. The bad chemistry had a judge giving 10 to me. Convicted myself, mistaken identity. The science of it all, something we'll never see. Cause they dissecting we. For real. I heard that all that glitter ain't gold. Shackles on my wrist, yeah. I might have to go under the influence. Take it over this. Take it over this. Over and over. Yeah. They want us to hate ourselves, the head control the body. They put down a pistol to hit up a few when they use the shotty. My nigga, I'm loaded with truth, it's enough for everybody. This game's sick, I'm the antibody. Whatever, it's whatever. Shit dumb at the roots, huh? What do you do when niggas don't want the truth, huh? If I argue with a fool, what that make me, huh? It's cool, y'all learn soon. Hard hair make a soft one, and hard hair make a lost one. Being loud don't make a boss, son. You might think you can cross some, but not the ones that got you down to a T. You be surprised at all the niggas out here thirsty for tea. It's gonna be mind your damn business in these verses. Hold on, they don't want that. Let's switch it up right here. That was too much. I always wanted to be a superhero. I'm really changing shit though. Hold up. It's been a long time. All it took was practice. Used to have my dreams tucked under my mattress. Now it's pocket change, new fit up at Saks Fifth. Been a hot boy since Birdman was Beatrice. Not faster than a speeding bullet, but I'm faster than that fat cop invading the trap spot. I'm on the street where Ricky got shot. I ran in with my super speed and cut Ricky off at the knees. He hit the ground, bullets went over. Graduated from school, went to the league, but the game colder. Then the hearts of men who start the trend that the amendments were only meant for those in control of the mint. It's hard to live with the optimism when all they speech sound like criticism. And division breed the racism. The X-ray helped me kill the ism. Now it's just critics talking about race. Ghetto children talking about taste. We want the extra salt, the hood on top of San Andreas. I guess it's our fault. Shit's stressful, so we pass the fescue. Hope a sneeze ain't the only time God bless you. They treat us like monkeys, be closer to a gorilla. Between Caesar and Virgil, the planet gon' have to fill us. Invading people's land and surprised when you meet a killer. It's funny how the bar's off the wall, but I'm a thriller. Ironic how we grew up on donuts and writing filler. Ironic how we grew up on donuts and writing filler. I put more trap in my soul than Bryson Tiller. I seen more ice cream move than Percy Miller. They cut down the trees in the city, I'm hearing timber. They move us out fast, our kids are never remember. Damn. You hearing me, right? Yeah. I just got the coupe, now I'm cutting off the roof. Yeah, check it off my bucket list. 3 chicks blowing on my dick, that's sick. Cause my girl make sure I don't need shit. Told the cop eat shit, they said I wouldn't be shit. It's crazy how the scene flip. Wanna live above the rim, but mine below the monthly rent. You pray for so long, no surprise how bad the knees get. I'ma stand on this corner, boy was raised around the bricks. Girl been known for turning tricks, that combo, that Belushi mix. Damn, you thought your parents wasn't shit. Wait till you meet Uncle Sam, nigga. Damn, you want that clout, don't you? You mad she don't want you. Fighting demons ain't easy, don't let that bout haunt you. You break your neck to get to ladies' night, but won't vote. We got Trump running around, you still got the hope.
I must not be hearing you.